Hello everyone, welcome to BodyBags. I'll be your reviewer for today. I'm Lonnie from Tats. Jesus Christ, looking at myself, I really need a shave. Anyway, yeah, this is a random week, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm really happy. It looks like we have a new horror icon in the making here, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love all the horror icons we have, back to the Universal monsters, all the way up to, all the ones we've had, just Michael Myers, Chucky, Leatherface, Jason, Candyman, you name it. And looks like we have a new one coming in too. We have Art the Clown with everything I've been hearing about Terrifier 2. I can't wait to see it. It sounds like it's going to be amazing. Um, I already dropped hints to my brother that, the Blu ray is coming out in December and that would make a really nice Christmas present. So we'll see, fingers crossed. But anyway, if you remember a while back, I did review the first Terrifier on the channel, and it's amazing. It's an awesome horror movie. I can't recommend it enough. Go check it out. It's bloody, it's violent, and everything I've been hearing about the second one is, people throwing up, people fainting, people running out of the theater. I mean, everything you want to hear, you know, when a new horror movie comes out. I mean, all the stuff that really makes you want to see it. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of go back to the beginning, and the movie that I'm reviewing tonight is All Hallows Eve, and this kind of in a way was the movie that really introduced us to Art the Clown. Now, originally Art the Clown was introduced in a short film called Terrifier, which ended up being used into this. But this is basically it's a Halloween horror anthology, is what it is. You have this woman Sarah, and she's babysitting these two kids on Halloween night. This boy named Tim and this girl named Tia, and they're just hanging out and stuff. And another thing too, if you watch this movie, you're gonna know a ton of horror movie Easter eggs and things like that. Like they're watching Night of the Living Dead, which of course, I mean, come on, Night of the Living Dead is just kind of require Halloween watching, but then again, too, it does conjure up, like Halloween 2, and so how many horror movies were there where they kept you see characters watching Night of the Living Dead on Halloween, and like the house, that the Sarah and the two kids are in, it's like the numbers on the door 237, obviously, a reference to The Shining and things like this. And so they're just hanging back, and you know, the kids just got back from trick or treating, and so they're happy. Tim is especially happy. He's got nice big bag full of candy and stuff, and so they're kind of talking about the kids need to be in bed by 11, so they gotta hurry up and carve the pumpkins and stuff. Well, Tim pours out his bag of candy, and turns out a VHS tape and a blank case falls out. And so they talk about it, they discuss it. They don't know. So Sarah takes the tape. She looks at it. There's nothing on it. No label on the tape, nothing like that. So, you know, so her and the kids, they kind of bicker back and forth for a couple of minutes about whether or not they should even watch the tape. And I mean, of course, Sarah, she's just being, she's being a good babysitter. She's just being a responsible adult and stuff. She's talking about how, like, yeah, they probably should not be watching this tape, for crying out loud, because there's no telling what's on it, who put it in the bag and everything. I mean, it makes sense. But eventually the kids end up overruling her, and they decide they're going to watch the tape anyway. So they start watching it, and the first story is, I believe it's called The Ninth Circle, which was a short film about this woman named Casey. She goes, it's Halloween night. She goes into a train station, and she's sitting there. She's waiting for the train to come along, and Art the Clown pretty much disappears. Our good friend, new up and coming horror icon, Art the Clown. But yeah, I'd say he's pretty much already a new horror icon. Anyway, so Casey gets up to try to leave, because he's scaring her, and so he ends up injecting her, and she passes out, and she wakes up, and basically she's pretty much in the ninth circle of hell, and she sees all kinds of horrifying things and demons and monsters and things like this. And I don't want to give too much away, but Ultimately, it is revealed that she is brought there along with a couple of other women, and the whole purpose is they're going to be impregnated by Satan, and we'll pretty much just leave it at that. The story was okay. I mean, definitely on the weird side, so kind of a little bit of a trippy kind of a story to it. And then after that story is done, so Sarah, she sends the kids to bed, and so they're getting ready. They go to sleep. Sarah, she's sitting in the living room. She's talking to her friends on the phone and stuff, and she decides, like, oh man, just she gets curious. She's got to know what else is on the tape, and so she starts watching it. Then we get into our second story, which, in my opinion, this is easily the weakest story in the whole movie. The movie, I forgot to mention, the movie is written and directed by Damien Leone, who is, the writer director of the Terrifier film. So this is, it still is all his, idea, his universe and things like this. So, but then we get into the second story, which in my opinion is easily the weakest story. This woman, Caroline, she just moved into she moved into a husband. Wow, okay, that'd be interesting to see. Uh, no, she moved into a house with her husband John. Well, John is away, and she's pretty much getting the house set up. She's unpacking and everything else, and everything seems to be going fine. And then the lights go out. She overhears something, and then basically it turns out. Long story short, it ends up being an alien spaceship lands, and then the alien comes along and starts terrifying Caroline, and she's trying to get away from it. She's like trying to call the police. She can't, like, the power in the house goes out, her car won't start and everything. She's trapped. She can't get away. There's just no shot for her. And all she can do is just try to run and hide and get away from this alien. And honestly, it's like the alien really is very underwhelming in this segment. I mean, it really does look like it very much looks like somebody like trying to throw an alien costume together so like they could go to a Halloween party. It looks really cheap. It looks, it's not convincing at all. It's pretty much, somebody wearing kind of like a whole, what do they call them, like leotards. It's like a body kind of spandex leotard kind of a thing, and wearing like a helmet with a bunch of hoses sticking out. It's oh wow, it just does not look particularly good. And also too, this story really has like no resolution to it. There's no definitive ending. It's like she gets caught by the alien. The alien starts like dragging her across the floor, and at one point it turns out John, her husband, is a painter, and there's a painting that has kind of like the cloth draped over it to cover it up. Her hands are like blindly reaching up, and she grabs the cloth and pulls it down, and it's revealed he made a painting of Art the Clown, which exactly like what you see here. The painting is like this. And then that's it. I mean, it's like we don't find out what happens. Does she get away? Does she not? What happens? She defeat the alien. She get killed. We don't know. Nothing. Can't tell. Then so weird things start to happen in the house as Sarah is she starts seeing things and hearing things, and she goes up to check on the kids, and the kids are saying like they wish she would stop kind of running around making a bunch of noise. They can hear her outside, and so things are getting kind of really things are getting kind of tense. Things are starting to add up and getting pretty creepy in the house. And Sarah, she comes back downstairs. The tape goes back on again, and then we get into the third story, the final story, which is the Terrifier short film, and that is easily the reason you want to watch this. If you're a fan of the two Terrifier films and you haven't seen this yet, if you're a fan of Art the Clown, you're definitely going to want to check it out, because that's the whole reason you're going to want to watch this, is just to watch that short third segment. And oh, by the way, there is something to note here, is that the actor playing Art the Clown in this movie is not the same as the actor playing him in the two movies. In this one, I think the actor's name is Mike Gianelli, I think is his name. Whereas David Howard Thornton plays Art the Clown in the two Terrifier films. So you're going to notice that the look of Art the Clown is a little bit different because you have a different actor playing him. But still does a very commendable job. Does come off as very creepy, intimidating. and the story, you have this girl. It's funny, they just call her character's name is just costume designer. So she's out, she's driving, on a dark, scary, lonely road. She's trying to get somewhere, and she realizes she's running low on gas. She stops at this kind of in the middle of nowhere, out of the way kind of gas station so she can get gas for her car. And then turns out the gas station attendant is kicking Art the clown out of the bathroom. It turns out, Art was going pee and poopy all over the bathroom, to put it mildly. And so he was, so he's telling, the girl is all like, he went in there. It's like, oh my God, he did. He pissed and shit all over the bathroom. It's like, there's no way in hell I'm going in there and cleaning all that up. No way. So, and then, scary things start to happen. And then, Art dispatches of the gas station attendant. And now this girl, costume designer, she's, in her car. She's, trying to make, she's trying to get away from Art the clown. But we all know, if you've seen Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2, Art the clown also didn't, yes, he is a psychopathic clown and everything, but there is also a supernatural element to him, where there is in this short film as well. And the short is, it looks great. It has that grainy grindhouse, movie kind of feel. It very much fits the same look and tone of, the two films, especially the first one. And, just that is it. That's the scene stealer for this whole movie. That's the real reason you're going to want to watch this. But overall, it's a decent watch. As far as like Halloween anthologies go, some stories are better than others. If I had to rank them, I would say the the third story, the Art the Clown, the Terrifier short, that's the tops. Then I would say the second one would have to be the first story, the Ninth Circle, and then the third story, about the alien, that would be the last one. Well, yeah, that would be the last one, because the wraparound with Sarah and Tia and Timmy, that I'd say that one's a little bit step above, the final story. But yeah, but overall, it's not a bad film. It is entertaining for the most part. You know, even though it's not the same actor playing Art the Clown, he still does a really good job, and you still get that vibe and that essence, and the viciousness is definitely still there. Um, the in the Terrifier segment, the effects are amazing, which I mean, that's the thing. In the Ninth Circle short and the Terrifier short, the effects are amazing. It's just the one with the alien where the effects are not good at all. But yeah, overall, most of it, the effects are really, really good. Very gory, very bloody. Pretty graphic and stuff. So I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, say go ahead and watch this one. It's worth it. Put this on around Halloween time. It's it is fun for the most part. And let's see here. Oh yeah, feminists. You might want to steer clear of this one. Yeah, this is not going to be a movie that feminists are going to love. Uh, just yeah, I mean, as far as horror movies go, not the most, you know, um, it's not like outwardly hating women or anything like that, but it's just this movie just isn't the most female friendly horror film you've ever seen. So yeah, feminists, you might want to kind of back away from this one, just kind of avoid this one. But overall, I would definitely say yeah, if you get a chance, and especially if you are a fan of, Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, and you haven't seen this yet, I would definitely say give it a shot. I mean, it's kind of nice that Art the Clown kind of ties all three of the stories together, but the third story really is Art the Clown's story, and um, yeah, and just too, it's like I like the idea of let's get some new. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love all the old horror icons. I still love Jason, Michael Myers, all that stuff. Candyman, I love them all. But yeah, let's get some new ones in there too, and um, like Mick Taylor from the Wolf Creek series. It's like I can't wait. It's like I hear Wolf Creek 3 is coming, and John Jarrett is coming back to play Mick Taylor, so I can't wait to see that one. Unfortunately, everything I've heard about Jeepers Creepers Reborn, not good at all. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, but like we got Art the Clown, so yeah, I mean, let's still, Chucky's still doing great. Everything I've seen so far of season 2 of Chucky is doing great. So, but yeah, I mean, I like the idea. Let's get in some new horror icons, and we got this great killer clown horror icon that everybody can enjoy. So, but yeah, All Hallows Eve, I would say if you're a fan of Terrifier and Terrifier 2, give it a shot. So that's pretty much going to do it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the BodyBags channel. We have a different reviewer, one for every day of the week. I'm the Saturday reviewer. We have a great bunch of guys. Everybody's doing really good stuff. We got weeks that we got coming up that I'm looking forward to. Some good theme weeks, everything else, and like here in December, we're going to do Black and White Week. I'm looking forward to that one where we take take a color movie and, watch it in black and white and see if it holds up that way. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be doing a week where everybody reviews one of the Paranormal Activity movies. I just got that beautiful box set from Paramount and, marathon those here a few days ago. And, oh yeah, so, all kinds of good fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. So, that's it, everybody. Take care. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.